Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this WORKPRO 1200 lumen rechargeable LED headlamp with motion sensor. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the headlamp, we have a USB-A to USB-C charge cable, we have the manual, and we have a little guide with other products from WORKPRO. So let's take a quick look at the manual. Now I may not cover everything in here, you want to read through it on your own. So this has a spotlight and a floodlight, has a motion sensor on it, and I'll cover that. It charges with USB Type-C. So here we have the specs. This has a 2000 milliamp hour 103450 battery. Working time is 2.5 to 32 hours, depending on the mode. Charging time is around 3 hours. And this shows the different modes. So the longest runtime will be the red light at 32 hours. The shortest runtime is the spot plus floodlight mode, 1200 lumen at 2.5 hours. But it has pretty good runtimes on all of these modes here. So this talks about the different features, has the motion sensor mode, has 6 lighting modes, has adjustable angle, has dimming. It memorizes the last brightness level, so when you shut it off and then turn it back on, it will go to the last brightness level you used. It's also impact resistant. So this talks about using it. You press the button to turn it on, and it has spotlight low, spotlight high, floodlight low, floodlight high, red spotlight, then a combo light with the flood and spotlight. It also has a dimming mode. You hold down the power button for more than 1 second to do dimming. When it gets to the brightest or lowest levels, it will flash. Now to turn on the sensor mode, you press the sensor button, and then you can wave your hand in front of the light to turn it on or off. So if you have dirty hands and you're working with other people, you can wave your hand in front of the light to turn it off so you can face the person and talk to them without blinding them, and then wave your hand in front of it to turn it back on. Then we have some other notes here. So let's get this out. First we'll try and charge it. So we have the charge port on the bottom, plug into that. And we'll plug into power. So we're currently charging at 0.7 amps. So that can vary depending on the state of charge of the light. So go ahead and plug that. So this has an elastic band here. And there's silicone on the inside. So that gives you grip so it doesn't slide down on your head. Now to adjust this, just hold both plastic pieces and pull them apart. We can make it smaller. Then to make it larger, we'll hold on to this one and pull on the band. And we can make it larger. We can also slide this back and forth. So this can tilt. So that's the tilt angle there. So we can go straight ahead or you can tilt down in front of you. So this has 2 buttons on it. We have the power and the sensor button. Let's look at the modes. So we can turn this on, and that looks like spotlight low, then spotlight high. Then we have floodlight. That would be low then high. Then we have red light. Now that's not going to project as far. And then we have both lights. So let's go to the spotlight high. Now if we hold down the power button, we can do dimming. So this is going to get lower until it's at the lowest level, then it's going to flash. Now hold it down again, and it's going to go up to the brightest level until it flashes. Okay, now we can also turn on sensor mode, so I'll press that, and now I can wave my hand in front of it to turn it on or off. So that's a really nice feature. I've turned it off so it's not doing that anymore. So next I'll show this on my head. So I'll place this on here and I can adjust it. Now it's very comfortable since it's elastic and the silicone is going to keep it from slipping down, and then I can angle it down like so. So now let's do a short throw test. Okay, so I have my camera and the headlamp around 4 foot from the wall. I'll turn this on, and here we have the spotlight low, spotlight high, floodlight low, floodlight high, we have the red light, and both. So I'll do these again, I'll have it a little bit closer so you can see with the spotlight, the light's in the middle and it kind of has a dimmer light towards the edges. Same on the higher spotlight. Then when we go to floodlight, it's just going to be an even light until it fades to nothing. Now that red light's not going to project very far. That's good for doing things like reading in the dark when you don't want to blow out your night vision. And then we have the combo light, which combines the 2 lights, and that's very bright. So here we have that red light. So if your eyes are adjusted to dark, you can really see a lot with just this red light. So let's hold down the power button. And it looks like we can even fade the red light. So now the red light is on a very low mode. And we can turn it all the way to full brightness. So you'd be surprised how much you can see with even a very dim red light if your eyes are adjusted to the dark. So now let's head outside and do the long throw test. Okay, so I'm standing at the end of my 50-foot driveway. Let's turn the light on. So here we have spotlight low. So I'm projecting this on the doors. This is spotlight high. This is floodlight low. So this is lighting up the whole drive. And here we have floodlight high. And now this is red. Now you're not going to see this at a distance. And then next we have flood and spot. So you can see this shining on the doors and lighting up the drive at the same time. So that's the WORKPRO 1200 lumen rechargeable LED headlamp with motion sensor. Now this is a very nice full-featured headlamp. You have the spotlight, floodlight, and then you also have the red light. That's great for when you're camping and you don't want to blow out your night vision. Of course, we also have the sensor mode on here, and it has dimming, so you can really dial in your light. So if you want just a specific level of light, this headlamp's great for that. So we have this nice elastic headband here with the silicone on the inside, so it feels comfortable and isn't going to fall down, and then we can angle it also. So if you're looking for a good all-around headlamp, I think this is a great option. This would be great for repair work, hiking, fishing, camping, or even just for power outages. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.